Hi, folks. I'll be talking about another uh, configuration point, which is called market index check. What it means is basically you are trying to tell the algorithm that under what conditions he should look for long positions or short positions from the list which you have. So you might have a list where you have a strategy that you are going in both the directions with long and short. And having said that, you're telling the algorithm that, okay, you know what, look for long positions if the market is, uh, the index could be anything. You can have, and in this case, which I do is SPY, which is equivalent to uh, S&P 500. But depending again on which country you are in, whether you are in Tokyo Stock Exchange or in London Stock Exchange, doesn't matter. A market is market, right? So either it's going in the direction of north or it is going in the direction of south. But as it goes north, you are trying to tell the algorithm that, okay, I want to be looking into the market conditions only if it is over 0.25%. Or you're telling the algorithm that, okay, I will look for shorts only if it is going below minus 0.5%. So what it means is if I bring you back to some chart here, yes, you see I have plotted the chart which is SPY, which is S&P 500. So again, it will depend on what you're looking at. So for at this point of time, right now, the market is on, right? So anybody can say that the market is in the bull direction. Why? Because the market is over 1.66% right now as I'm doing this video. So you can have configurations depending on how conservative you are or how aggressive you are. At this point of time it is 1.66, but you can tell the configuration that, okay, you know what, don't look into the long till it is 1% or short till it is below minus 2.5%. It all depends on how conservative or how aggressive you would like to be in order to tell that, okay, at this point, if the market is over 1%, which you are seeing here, it is a time to go for long positions because the market is heading in a bull direction. But having said that, that will be completely based on your fact findings when you set the algorithm saying that, okay, I want to trade for long positions if it is over 0.5% as an example. So that means you are willing to take little bit more chances here. If you're saying it is 1%, it will be little bit more conservative as compared to 0.5% as an example. You can be as conservative as you want to. You can put in probably 3%, but that will never happen. There are very few days when the markets on the S&P side or whichever index you will be looking at might go over 3%. Very few days. So you have to marry between the market you're looking for, taking a direction and a decision as to how you would like to tell the algorithm to start looking for investment in that direction, whether it is long or short. So having said that, you can on the short side you can say that, okay, I will go if it is below minus 1.0%, I will consider short positions. Again, depends on what is your finding, what type of lists you are maintaining, and all those type of things will probably drive this. But in general, I can tell you if the market is going long, say for example, if I'm taking an example here, if the market is going long at this point of time, very likely many of the stocks will be in this direction for now. If you want to take a look, you can probably see, let's say for example, I will put ADI over here just to show you. So I'm trying to see, a couple of stocks with the market. You see that here, if you're looking into say 15 minutes, you saw that the market here was probably at a closing of 112.25. Now it is here, the closing is 114.17. So it is heading north. So the point I'm trying to make is, even if the index is heading north, you'll notice that JG, right? So let's see another one. I hope this is also heading north. You see that? The market started at around closing price 91.01. Right now the closing price is 91.28. So in between the market, it here also it had a very high of 91.58. So if you would have invested here at 91.01, you could have milked out a profit from the high of 91.58. You see, because the market was bull and the stock also was going in that bull direction. So, and I'm showing you live here. Say, for example, we take another one, say ALL. Uh, ALL. It's Allstate Corporation. Let us see how they are doing. Uh, you notice here the market, this was not doing as per the direction of the market. It took a height, but then it went low. So this would have been one of the rejection criterias for the algorithm when we go to individual stocks. I'll come to that little later. But having said that, you can you can more or less see that the market is going in the direction of the market and the individual stocks. Say for example AKAM. Let's take a look at that. Uh, this hopefully it's also giving a direction towards the bull side because the market is bull at this point of time. You see the here the closing price was 99.32 and here the closing price is 99.75. It took a high of 99.97. So this is a pretty decent scalping area for trading strategies which would be probably on an intraday scale. So having said that, so this is what it is. So if you go back to SPY again, which is the index we are following for S&P 500, I think it is taking a downward direction. You see that? So there'll be a lot of stocks which will might take a downward direction, and I'm trying to show live on a 15-minute bar as the market is taking a U-turn from here. As you can see, there'll be a lot of stocks which will also take a U-turn, and I will try and show it to you. Say for example, let's go to the next page. So most of the stocks will go as per the market. ANSS is one thing which I wanted to see. ANSS, as I say that it is taking a U-turn. So let's see if these stocks are also taking a U-turn or not. You see that it took a bull till here and now it started taking a U-turn. Here the closing price was 269.91. Here the closing price is 269.70. You see it already started taking a U-turn. So the point is most of the stocks will go with market. Say for example you take BAX. Let me see if I can get it here. BAX, and you see that it probably will also take a U-turn. No, it did not take a U-turn. So it is still rallying. Maybe later on it will. So let's take another one, BDX. On the long side, if it doesn't take a U-turn, which is good, but if it does, it does. So you see that here it started taking a U-turn here. Here the closing price was 256.10 and now here the closing price is 255.98. So if from 256 it went to 255.98, it's taking a U-turn. So the point I'm trying to make is you tell the algorithm as to what you want to see, and there is another parameter on market which I will talk about it later on, which it will look also into the bars, which I'll come to it later on if you want to be more strict with it. Okay, but I'll come to that video later on when you trigger that, if you want to trigger that feature. But for now, what we are looking at is we are looking at S&P, or I would say SPY, in this feature. Why, what happened? Why can't I move the thing? Just a second. It got stuck for whatever reason. So right now, as I said, if I go to the stock screener and hold on, let me see if I can refresh this first for me to explain. Uh, I'll look into charts. I'm trying to go back to the index, and let me see, maybe I have clicked something somewhere, uh, and now I'm looking into, why doesn't it let me type here? Strange. So anyway, so I'm not sure what is going on here, but see, it is, we are looking into SPY 500, and and if I look into the last 15-minute chart, which you are seeing here, it seems like the market took a little dip and then again it's going up. So at this point, it wasn't very sure whether the rally should go down, continue going down, but now it seems like again it's going heading north. So the stock price is now, it was before when we were starting this video, it was 1.66, but now it is 1.78. So very likely any of the stocks which you take from here on would probably show the direction towards the bull direction from any index. I'm not picking up on any indexes. Let's pick up CL as an example. I'm assuming this will also go up as the market is rallying north. You see that here it was at closing price was 69.97. The next bar, the closing price was 70.01, and the next bar was 70.04. So it's taking slight move in the north direction. Why? Because the market is also heading north. So once you continue doing your research, you will notice that the market and the stocks, they go hand in hand. And this is exactly what I'm trying to say. That, say for example, I'll take DOW, another example. I would assume that this would also go north. No, this is going south. It went north. It went north up to a certain point, but in last 15 minutes, it seems like it is heading south. So, but again, as I said, that it is very important. Remember, we were talking about volume. The volume is such an important thing. As we filtered, we are getting a significant amount of volume here also. So don't keep your list which do not have very high average volume. But of course, I have also spoken in the previous video that when it does a qualification on the last minute, what do you call that? Trade qualifier, at that point, it will look into the last candle, whatever candle you specified, to check on the volume, whether it will disqualify this or it will take it. So there are many control points and checkpoints as the quantitative model shapes up for you to look for every 60 seconds on all these parameters which I'm talking about. So having said that, if you allow me to conclude here, we are saying that you can have a no investment zone, which means that it can take long positions over 3%, which is not real. So let's probably put it as 1.5%. So on a day like today, when the S&P is what do you call is over 1.75% as on right now, this would have qualified if you would have uh, told the order execution or the algorithm to look for long-term investments if it is over 1.5%. But under this condition, as you have, say, assuming you have put in that do shorts if it is below -1%, as you can see that the market is not in that direction. So even if you have a list of stocks which is targeted for shorting, the algorithm would reject it because of the market. So if you have any questions, please let me know. But this is how you fine tune your market conditions as to tell him that what is your no investment zone. So this part, I would call it as no investment zone. So you can decide that what would be your no investment zone depending on how conservative you are or how aggressive you want to be, and test it out with your list as you do your simulations, that you are getting results from this as to what I have shown on all the charts which I picked up from multiple stocks. So thank you.